Hello, guys, and welcome to Odson World Cup Match Day 2, Groups C and Group D. And this is getting very interesting, especially after the defeat of Argentina against Saudi Arabia. Hello, Alain Balnegri. Hello, Leo Bachanian.
Hello.
Hello, Edu. Hello, Alan.
We have a lot to talk about in this second match day. Remember as well to leave your tips in the comment section. And of course, you can also place now your tips and make your tips in the Oddspedia website. And don't forget, if you enjoy our video, press the like and subscribe. So let's start with Group C. We will talk later, Leo, don't worry, about Argentina. But let's start, Alain, with Poland, Saudi Arabia. Poland was very disappointed, in my opinion. This is a very boring team. They always qualify for the big stages, but then in the tournaments, they show very little against Mexico, in my opinion. They were slightly worse than Mexico. Lewandowski still has to score a penalty, a goal in the World Cup. He missed the penalty against Memo Ochoa. And Saudi Arabia, the biggest surprise, of course, of the tournament. We are recording this in the day after the victory against Saudi Arabia, and it's a national holiday in Saudi Arabia after beating Argentina. How do you see this game? Do you think Saudi Arabia can still surprise us?
I saw a really serious team. I think the difference for Saudi Arabia is the manager. Hervé Renard, great, prepared really, really well the game. He took risk, but we said that the last week Saudi Arabia is a really strong defensive team. There can be cancel the opponent after with the goal. They don't have a big average. Yesterday they made the game of his history, basically. And I think against Poland, there will be playing with that self-confidence really, really high. Now Poland, who is Poland? The question is that, who is the identity? We don't saw the idea of play, especially in the possession phase. I don't saw the best player about Polonia, especially Zielinski. For the wing, they don't have player can make the difference in 1 versus 1, and Lewandowski is alone in his team. Yesterday he won the penalty alone in individual action, and he found that. For that game, I checked the odds, and I saw goal, because I think Saudi Arabia can be play against Polonia. There can have some space behind the line of defense, and I choose over 2.75 for that game.
All right, goals. In my opinion, that penalty, by the way, shouldn't have been given. Was a scandal, in my opinion. It was just a normal action. Leo and Alain was pointing out that the problem for Poland is in the creation of the game, but I was also surprised not to see Milik more minutes. It's true that it's very similar to Lewandowski, but still, if you have a quality player like Milik, he only came into the pitch, I think it was the 85th minute or something like this.
Yes, and I think he will have to revert to two strikers against Saudi Arabia, and I believe we're going to have to see, and we're going to see Lewandowski along Arkadiusz Milik. I agree with you, Edu, with what you said at the beginning regarding Poland. They were very, very boring. We know how conservative and how speculative they are. We spoke about this last week. If they score, okay, they are fine, because they are more or less a well-drilled team to control those kinds of games when they are in front in the scoreline. But if the advantage does not come quickly in the game, then they are like clueless of how to create. And yes, they, as much as they need Lewandowski, they need a lot from Zielinski, and to see him like coming off in the second half, that tells you a lot as well about the Poland performance. The good thing for them is they will have like few days to prepare in terms of how to beat this high line that Alan was talking about, Saudi Arabia. They will need a lot from the right backs, things we haven't seen from Argentina. So they will need a lot from Mati Cash, the right back. They will need a lot from Berezinski, the left back. They should be very important in order to break that very high line. As was the case for Lautaro Martinez, I'm not so sure there's going to be a game in which Lewandowski and also Milic are going to enjoy a lot, because they need to be very, very patient and maybe not to get too much involved in the app, but they need to make sure that they arrive on time in the box when the crosses are coming, if they manage to beat that break line. Saudi Arabia, guys, I don't think so. It's going to change the script, the things we saw yesterday. What I'm not so sure, Edu, Alan, if they're going to be so efficient in front of goal. Yesterday I was hearing like some pundits saying that Saudi Arabia direct, efficient play should not have come as a surprise after they scored in quick succession in 5 or 6 minutes. But yesterday the conversion rate was something we haven't seen before from the Saudis. Okay, yes, they had the highest big chance conversion rate within the Asian teams that qualified to this World Cup. Something along like 42% conversion rate is a lot. If you compare that to 15% from other Asian teams that qualified to this World Cup. But yesterday they had 2 shots and 2 goals. I mean, that was just that's amazing. Even if you look at other stats like expected goals, Argentina had expected goals of 2.23, and they scored only 1. And Saudi Arabia had expected goals of 0.14, and they scored 2 times. But I think the risk they are taking is a gamble, which yesterday paid off. But I think they are like gamble on the VAR, and I believe it's a very smart approach from Herbert Renard, because they are seeing how the VAR won't take even an inch to let you go with the goal. So they're like playing on a very fine line, but they are taking advantage of that. It could have gone either way yesterday, and it can happen the same against Poland, I know. But yesterday was a gamble or a risk well taken by Herbert Renard, and I don't see them taking any difference against Poland. Still, this said, I agree with the bookies. I believe Poland should win this game, because let's not forget, even this gamble, this risk that they took, Argentina got 3 goals disallowed. We can talk to that about later. But I still believe Poland to win at 1.86 is not bad. I can foresee Poland on the front foot much more than we've seen against Mexico. That's why I'm saying 2 strikers against Saudi Arabia. So that way we go for Asian handicap of -2, of -2.5 corners, Asian handicap corners of -2.5 for Poland, which comes with odds of 1.95.
All right, the bookies expect goals in this game, by the way. So let's see what happens in this Poland-Saudi Arabia. Let's focus on Argentina-Mexico. This is a massive game because one of the favorites, as we all know, lost. So let's talk, Leo, about Argentina first. What was wrong in the game, apart from that they were unlucky? I saw many criticism, of course, around De Paul. He's pitiful playing for Atletico de Madrid, and he was exactly the same for Argentina. Papu Gomez, problems with Acuña, Tagliafico. What was the problem, Leo? Or was just an accident and we should just reset and everything is fine?
No, first of all, I wouldn't find any excuses. And if there is something that I'm happy is when you listen to the players, they didn't try to look for excuses.
No.
Actually, I think it was Messi who said there are no excuses. And that was great. That's a good start, to be honest, as Argentinians, we're used to find always like, oh, no, because of this, because of that. There is always someone to blame, but not yourself or themselves. And it was not the case yesterday. Playing poorly, Alan, Edu, brings you always closer to defeat than victory. And Argentina played poorly. Even before Saudi Arabia showed this unusual dose of accuracy, which I was speaking before. Argentina had patches, you would say, on the first half of a relatively good game, but overall was a very poor display. Argentina could never produce what we got used to, at least in the last 2 years, which is a team which plays around the ball, that makes 5, 6, 7 passes to find the game circuits. And yesterday, what I have seen was players isolated from each other. Di Maria on one wing, Papu Gomez on the other wing. De Paul, absolutely, you say, didn't know where to move to try to break that high line. Actually, it was the poorest game Rodrigo De Paul has had with the Argentinian t-shirt. The poorest game he had. I think the nerves and the expectation, the knowing that it's a World Cup took hold of him. Absolutely. Paredes, you could tell he was not physically 100%. Romero neither. I expect changes, 3, 4, 5 changes going onto the next game. Argentina couldn't never find the rhythm in this one. And also, you cannot call, apart from the 3 disallowed goals, which are within the rules, and nothing to say about that, either you like or not, it is within the rules. But then on the second half, we didn't produce a single clear-cut goal scoring opportunity. I mean, Saudi Arabian keeper, apart from that header from Messi or that chance that Tagliafico had, then there was not much for him to get involved in the game. And I expect this to change a lot against Mexico. I expect a lot from individual levels, from Messi, of course, as well. From we will see if Julian Alvarez has the chance to play from the beginning. Lautaro, it wasn't a very comfortable game to be involved. Di Maria was not in his best days. But now we're gonna face a team like Mexico who knows that if they lose, they know they're gonna be almost out of the cup. So it's gonna be a very, very tricky encounter for Argentina against a manager who knows us a lot, and against a goalkeeper who, when the World Cup comes, is better than Emmanuel Neuer or whatever you want to call it. Look, what Ochoa does in the World Cups is just amazing. I expect in this match goals, Edu Alan. So both teams to score at 2.32. For me, it sounds okay. Goals over 2.5 with odds of 2.2 is also reasonable here.
And Alain, another thing that I saw in Argentina, and probably we will see again in this game against Mexico, is the anxiety. They were anxious. I think all the pressure that they have, because they are big favorites, because it's Messi's last World Cup, they wanted to score the third and the fourth before winning the game even.
In my opinion, the problem right now after the first game of Argentina is the midfield, because Paredes play not a lot in the Juve. We saw De Paul in Atletico Madrid; he doesn't play a lot. Papu Gomez in Sevilla; he doesn't play. Di Maria lose 80% of the game of the Juventus, and that player are key for Argentina. And I think the team miss a lot Lo Celso yesterday. I think Enzo and McAllister are in very good form. I wait both players in the field against Mexico to recover this feeling with the ball, with the velocity in the transmission. Yesterday we saw a team really slow, and Arabia Saudi can be defend with a positional defense really comfortable. In defense too, Romero are not in his best moment. I think Lisandro is better right now, and we will be see. Is a key game because is winning for Argentina. Mexico historically suffer Argentina in the World Cup, but Mexico yesterday we saw that there miss a striker. They need a killer in the area, and they don't have that profile. I think in the proposition, in the content yesterday, I liked Mexico in front of a team really defensive, but they don't have the guy can be scored the easy ball. Now for that game, I saw goals too. I choose both team score odds 2.32.
All right, you agree. Well, we saw some
Yeah.
minutes from Raúl Jiménez in the game. He came in the second pitch, and Mexico defended very well, in my opinion, also against Poland. They controlled the game. Do you give Mexico any options? These two teams met also in South Africa. Argentina won. That game in the last three games between these two teams were friendlies. Argentina won all three without conceding, so the head-to-head is for Argentina. Mexico to win this game, 7.8. Do you give Mexico any option for a draw at least? Alain, Leo?
I mean, a draw will leave everything open, at least for Mexico, for the last fixture against Saudi Arabia. I believe that might give Martino a little bit more conservative mind. I can expect Henry Martin yesterday up front did not produce much. So Raúl Jiménez, which he had, as you said, the minutes to play in the second half, or Funes Mori, are very likely to replace Henry Martin. I believe because of this Premier League experience that he has, that Raúl Jiménez is in front of Funes Mori for this. But the question here is how much Martino will go for it. You know, I think what we have seen yesterday with Argentina gives you at least the hint that Mexico should go for it, should go for the jugular against Argentina. But I just don't think Martino will have, because it's not part of his footballing approach. He's not someone who is going to send the team from the very first moment to press. And this conservative coach or manager as he is, I think might take hold on him. And knowing that the draw could be a good result for them, yes, it could play against them, I believe, Edu. So I don't know if it's what I wish or what I can see. No, but seriously, I believe Argentina should take the 3 points in this encounter. Even playing poorly, they have the opportunity to score 3 goals within where disallowed yesterday. You mentioned the anxiety. I think now that is not going to be there, and Scaloni has to make a decision. Do I trust form, as Alan was saying, so I put the players in form, Lisandro Martinez, Enzo Fernandez, McAllister, or do I trust history, players with history with myself? Well, I think the answer is that he needs to trust form. He cannot take any more gambles on that.
Do you give any option to Mexico? Alain, by the way, it's Tata Martino against Leo Messi. Leo Messi chose Tata Martino as Barca manager some years ago.
Warning, yesterday I was speaking with Leo Franco. Leo Franco was in the squad in Germany in 2006.
Germany, yeah.
Yes, when Maxi Rodriguez scored the goals in the extra time. And he said me, that game, Mexico was really better than us, but Maxi invent that goal. It's dangerous game. It's dangerous game because Mexico feel it's a special game for Mexico playing against Argentina. A special game for El Tata Martino. A special game for Funes Mori. For me is a triple. Every team can win in the game. We can show a draw. And with that, Ochoa in the World Cup, he appeared Shiva with 8 arm. He stopped every ball, and with that Ochoa, everything is possible.
5 World Cups for Memo Ochoa. If Guardado comes into the pitch, it will be also his 5th World Cup. I was watching the game actually with Mexican people, all supporting Memo Ochoa. What a classic in the World Cup. This is going to be, for sure, I think, the game with best atmosphere in the pitch. Qatar is full of Mexican and Argentinian supporters. The game is going to be played in the biggest stadium, Losail, who is going to host also the final. So for sure, we will see an amazing atmosphere. Don't suffer too much. Leo, let's relax a little bit more with Group D. And here, the first game, we have Tunisia, Australia, and we saw a good Tunisia, Leo. Actually, they were better, I would say, even than Denmark at the points, even if Denmark at the end, they have more quality and they had chances to win the game. But they put a very good performance, very good tactics, well-organized team. stopping Denmark and Australia still with doubts. I guess I think it's fair to say that Tunisia are favorites for this game, and even the odds for Tunisia to win are quite high.
Are high. Yes, and they are pretty good at 2.83. More than we spoke. You just mentioned before about Mexico, how many fans they travel to Qatar. But what about Tunisia as well? Yesterday, 30,000 Tunisians were in the stadium to make themselves listen, and they're gonna do the same against Australia. To have held the European Championship semi-finalist to a 0-0 draw. 3 hours after Saudi Arabia beat Argentina was a big result. I think the tone with Denmark was set, Eduardo, after only 2 minutes when Issa Laidoni, I think for me the best player yesterday for Tunisia in the middle of the field, went into a challenge with Eriksen and then stamps his chest.
Yes.
And you could see, you can hear all the stadium roaring after that response from Laidoni.
And Eriksen's face is like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yes, but he made a little laugh, like, I don't know if he's a little bit embarrassed for Laudoni or what, but it was a good moment, a funny moment, and after only 2 minutes. And Tunisia's first half, they were the better side. Actually, for many patches of the game, they were the better side. They defended well. They pressed well when they could. Actually, Tunisia's first half and the USA first half is some of the best, is some of the football that I enjoyed the most so far in the World Cup, to be honest. And like Jalel Kadri, the manager, said, they played a powerhouse of a team and they performed very, very well. They beat Panama in last World Cup, but this draw feels much, much more important. So I agree. I see Tunisia here as favorite. I see here Tunisia to win, and odds of 2.83 are very, very good here. So I would also go for the Asian handicap 0 for Tunisia, which is closer to 1.94.
And what was your impression, Alain, about Australia against France?
Really bad. Except the first 15 minutes, we saw a weak team. A weak team because when do you have the match plan to defend in your last 30 meters and you don't have that grade of concentration and that incapacity to win duel, is difficult to catch a good results. I know really well Arnold, the manager of Australia, because I was commented A-League during a few years, and he's conservative. He can't change the plan. His plan is that one. And I think against Tunisia in the physical part is, for me, one of the strongest team I saw in this World Cup. In the individual duel, is really difficult to move this team. We saw a team concentrate, a team with a lot of solidarity, and I think that one can make the difference. I am curious to know if Kadri will be back to the 4 defense, because he changed the system against Denmark to play like mirror with Denmark with 3 center back, and he have success. That one means the team are with the manager, and that one is a really good input for Tunisia. They must to win that game. That they are superior in the physical part, in the tactical part, in the technical part too. And I choose, like Leo, Tunis winning against Australia Saturday.
All right, Tunisia to win. We have the highest odds in one book is 2.8, but most of the bookies, they give 2.1, which I think is more fair, to be honest. 2.1 for Tunisia to beat Australia. And the last game in this group is an interesting one, of course. France-Denmark. We saw this game in the League of Nations recently, and Denmark gave a headache to France. Actually, Alain, France arrived to the World Cup with some doubts, with many absentees, losing Benzema in the last minute. Now the game started against Australia, and also Lucas Hernandez is going to miss the whole World Cup. But they show that they are still the favorites, that they have a great squad, that they have Kylian Mbappe. What are people saying in France? What are your feelings also about this French national team?
But the balance is not the word about the feeling about the people in France, because before the game a lot of people spoke about the team with a lot of input, like 2002 when France go out in the first half. After 15 minutes in the French television, they said, okay, we are really unlucky with the Lucas injured, with the goals of Australia. It will be a really hard World Cup for France, and after the two goals, there will be the next world champions. The balance is not the word, but I think that the World Cup starts Saturday for France, because the test against Australia can be a serious test, in my opinion, because I want to watch France without the ball, and that one I think that there will be have problem. Denmark won 2 times in the National League against France, in Paris and in Denmark. Denmark can be play against France a game with a synopsis really different. There can be found space, there can be found combination, there will be not found a team so strong in the duel in his last 30 meters. I think Denmark known to play against France, and I am really surprised about the odds. The double opportunity for Denmark is really interesting, and I choose that odds X2, odds 2.04.
All right, Alain is going for a surprise Denmark to take points against France. Did you like, Leo, Denmark? I think there were some problems, no? Especially up front. Dolberg almost didn't touch a ball. Also, Skofolsken didn't bright. Did you like Denmark? I was a bit disappointed. I expected more from them, even if they, in my opinion, they had chances not to win the game, especially in the second half.
Yes, actually, if you want, even the Andreas Cornelius miss could be the starting point when Andreas Christensen headed a corner back across the box directly into the path of the Ammar Cornelius. The former Cardiff City striker should have scored. I given his country a very all-important win at this World Cup, but instead he missed the ball entirely and managed not to turn the easiest of chances into the opening goal of the game. The second important point also came when the referee Cesar Arturo Ramos did not overturn on a pitch decision after checking the VAR and saying it was not a penalty, and I believe it was the right decision on the time not to give a penalty to Denmark. Denmark, Edolan, they were very sluggish. That's why I'm disappointed. Kasper Helmund, the manager, admitted that the team were a little nervous, that they played too slowly. It's something that you could tell. They were not as direct as we are used to with Denmark, which was something that really surprised me. I'm used to see a very dynamic Denmark team, and I found the opposite with Tunisia. It comes to a point where I don't know how much to take then from the last 2 games in the Nations League between these 2 teams, because we have seen what yesterday France has produced. We have seen what Denmark has produced. We have seen what England, who got relegated in the Nations League, what they have done. Okay, a very weak team, Iran. Yes, true, but it comes to a point where I don't know now how much to take from the Nations League. From me, France here, of course, favorite to win. To have odds of 2 for a France straight win sounds good to me. I expect goals in here. That's why I will go for goals over 2.5 with odds of 2.26. And also, I will look at the corners market Asian handicap corners of minus 1.5 for France with odds of 2.
Okay, we have a disparity of opinions here. Alain going for a double chance for Denmark. Leo is going for France, a straight win. Leo, tell me your safe bet for this day.
My safe bet for this second round of fixture will be goals over 1.5 in France-Denmark. That comes with odds of 1.4.
And Alain, yours?
My safe bet is Denmark-France over 1.75, odds 1.45.
All right, you both agree. And Alain, tell me your AK.
My AK is Tunisia, Australia. No both team to score. Poland, Arabia Saudita, Lewandowski score. Denmark, France, both team to score. And Argentina, Mexico over 0.75 in the first half. For a total 17.64. Is really risky, but we are here for that.
All in, and Leo, yours, very quickly.
I've been there, Alain. I used to be the one with those very high DACAs. I will go with the goals over 1.5 in France, Denmark, the same than in the safe bet. Asian handicap corners of minus 2.5 for Poland, and Asian handicap corners of minus 1.5 for France. All this leaves me with the total AK of 5.46.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to leave your comments, press the like and subscribe. See you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.